Hello and welcome. Little bit of a hiccup this morning. The screens on a switcher, my program I use, totally changed. So there's obviously been an update somewhere or other. But I think I'm here and I hope I'm in the right place. And I'm going to be, yes, there you go. I've got something flashed up to say it looks like I'm live. So that's all good. So welcome. Happy Wednesday. Hump day in some aspects. People say it's hump is the middle part of the week and we're now heading off to the weekend. So a nice day of the week to be live. So I'm going to be doing something a little bit different tonight. I'm going to go back to an oldie and do some die cutting. I've got everything to hand here. So I'm going to get you down onto the table. Let me just rig you up here and pop you over there. Going to come down onto the mat today. So what I've got for you is one set, an online exclusive that I haven't used. So that's the online. And we've got one of the oldies. So I'm just going to go refer to the catalogue. Hi, Joy. Nice to see you. So I thought I wanted to do something with the stems. Now these, with the sentiments, Sweetly Scripted is one you'll see when I open it. I haven't actually mounted it yet. I've had it a little while, but it's an online exclusive. And I have just logged on to check that it's still available, which it is. I love these scribbly greetings, so much so I haven't used it. So I have this idea in mind that I've done a long while ago when we had a similar sort of scripty length like this. So I'm going to do something with that. And I thought I'd refer to the Encore section in the catalogue. These are bundles that have come, well, stamps and dies that have come back, returned from a previous catalogue, so the spring, summer, or last year's annual catalogue. And I'm going to be using the Cheerful Daisies down here. So you saw me with that one just now. So I'm going to be using those. I'm just going to be using some die. I was going to just do die cuts. I might do some stamping, but I didn't get any blocks out. So we'll see. I'm going to play it anyway. So I'm going to use some of these and I'm going to use the sentiments. So let's get the catalogue out of the way. And, ooh, there's one thing I'm going to grab actually just to point out to you. Yeah, on the kit's front. I don't do it now, I'll forget at the end, like I forget my envelopes. So our kits collection, I just want to say there's a couple of flags in here that we've had a couple of kits that have been, that hadn't been delivered to the UK. One of them was the Christmas ornaments kit. So these are some summaries that one of my colleagues gave us a template and started us off with this idea. So a few of us are transferring this over and I've got them in a lovely binder. So when I go out at face-to-face events, I can show people. And what I tend to do is go through on the morning of or the night before and make sure that these codes are all still valid and I can update them. And if I've got any that are no longer available, I can put little stickers on them so that people know when I'm out. So if we haven't got Wi-Fi connection. So this one is now in stock. And also this one. This was a coming now, but I've turned it round because actually we can have this card box now. So it's a card keeper kit. It's £24 and you get 10 printed envelopes in there and 10 cards in that kit. Really lovely kit. It's a box. I've got some on order because I was putting an order through yesterday and I slapped those in as well. So I've got a couple of each of those. So those ones, and then there were some others that had been unable to be, that were out of stock. The Expressions of Kindness is back in, which I know several of my customers were waiting for this one. This is a beautiful one with the thistles. It is a stamp set kit. So that one's back in stock. And there was a couple more as well. Not everything's in, but yeah, some of that we've been waiting on. So if you're waiting on kits, give me a shout and then I can get some ordered if you're still wanting to do those. So Sweetly Scripted is, I say, it's a lovely set. It's a rubber set, this one. So you can see me just show you again how I mount these. My sleeves on this jumper, it's quite cold, so I put a jumper on and the sleeves are a little bit on the long side. So on one side of these, you get a little break in the backing. So this is the happy anniversary one. I won't do anniversary today, which I'm going to do. What have we got in here? Got the happy birthday Yeah, happy birthday or congratulations. I think congratulations is a nice elongated one. I'm going to do that one. So I'm going to peel this backing off. So when you peel these backs off, it's done halfway through. All of the, they're always broken like that, so you can pull them off easily. And then I'm going to find congratulations on this one. Okay, I won't mount them all and bore you. So we've got to work out which way the S is and which way the C is. So that's going to go that way on. And then what we do is we take the backing off this one, put that in the bin. And then I like to start one way over here. And I like to line them up. Now, because I've got a shadow here, I can't show you very easily on here. But if I turn it slightly, I want to be able to see where the edge of that stamp is. It's going to be easier looking the other side. So there we go. I think we're all lined up along that top edge and we're inside there. So then what I do is grab a block, not one with 1,000,001 stamps on it. I'm just going to press along the back of that. Okay, and then I'm going to peel that off, and then that's going to be ready for us to use. Okay, so that congratulations is going to sit there. So I do need some blocks to be able to use these today. I haven't got a Stampin' Arts on the table, so those are going to disappear. And then we're going to be using that, and we're going to be using the Cheerful Daisies. So let me get that really long block that's going to help with that one. I've got the inks out ready. So this is the block I just had over the back there as well, this size, but that's not going to be enough. This is our largest block. Now it's quite big. If you've got a Stamparatus, you can by all means use a Stamparatus. So I'm just going to pick that up on there. We try to have the right size blocks for the stamps we use. Okay, now that isn't always possible, but in this instance, if you wanted to use a stamp position, you can. I'm going to use this as the stem. So I want this to be on a card base, and it's going to come up the centre like so. Okay, so I'm going to just take those out of the way for a moment and get a base card cut. I had my card colours here. I'm going to go for a standard size white. There we go, put that one out. So there's my thick base. Now this is going to be very long on your card. I wanted to use this as a flower head, a flower stem, so I'm going to have that coming off the bottom here. So we want the congratulations to start right at the bottom. The C is going to go there. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that fairly in the middle, but before I do that, I want to cut some of these daisies and see how that's going to line up for me. Okay, it is quite a long stem, but what we do is we bring this right down to the bottom here so that that can sit in the middle. Okay, and then we can cover up that end tail with the daisies. So we're just going to crack on with those. Hi Anne, nice to see you. So the Cheerful Daisies, we've got some lovely stamps in here. I've got some that are already cut. These are the larger group of 3. But we have dies in here. They're no longer a bundle because when they carry over, they're no longer bundles. But we've got some individual ones. This one is going to be far too big for us, but I was kind of thinking that one of these ones might work for me. Okay, so we have got anything in here that might look the same size. Just thinking about sharing and comparing the sizes for you. So we've got a full size one, and we've got a, oh, they're all caught up. So this one is part of this. I've left those joined together, so I don't want those ones. So let's just see. I'll start again, I think. This was a wild wheat colour. That could be that one, but I think it's, yeah, that might could be that one as an individual. And then this outer one is, I'm going to do in a pale yellow. So I'm going to take those off there. I'm going to get my lemon lime, not lemon lime, my lemon lolly. And they were the colours I was going to use for today. So I'm going to take this one through. This is the bottom layer. I've got this one already cut, and I'm thinking that that is going to work nicely with the yellows in there as a two-tone. Okay, so let's get those, so Daisy, get those ones cut, and then see where we go from there. So I have got my big machine today. I've got the little one nearby, but as I'm going to use this for some embossing potentially, I thought I'd get the big machine. Oops. There we go. Take that one and that one. Fold my sleeves back because I think they're going to persistently come down lower. Look. There we go. So if we play with this one, and we've got the little one on the top, grab my tweezers. Okay, these are really detailed. I don't know if you can see these up to the camera. I don't know if it'll pick it out. But if I bring that up here for you, you'll see that these have got, so, you can see they're quite finely laser cut on there, die cut on there. So this is going to be the one in the centre, I believe. So that's following those lines. So I'm going to just put some adhesive on here. We did have the Tombow running earlier, so hopefully that should be fine. There we go. I'm going to put that in the centre. If I get time, I'm going to do 2 cards today. 2 different, totally different styled ones. So I'm going to put that one back in my die box. And the other one was going to be this one. So if I do a light colour in here, and then I might stain one with some, just want to give you some different ideas. We'll just use this on here, it's easier on the little machine. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to take the lemon lolly. We've got the other one is lemon lime twist, so that's why I go lemon lolly. I get the 2 confused. So I'm going to cut that one out of that extra little scrap. And get that one off there. Just looking for my letter opener to get that one off. And then a die brush just to rub that through. Okay, I might need the little helping hand tonight. There we go. It's very quiet on here tonight. Everybody's glued to the television probably. So take that one off over there. Grab another piece. And it's got some more scraps in here, and I'm going to use this one here on that one. Had a lovely day today. I've had a new lady I met on Sunday. So Sunday evening I did you a little quick card. I was over at a vendor event, and it's really nice. It was at a steam museum, and we were dotted around where the engines were. But a lady there lives locally, and she came round to see me today. So she's been with me playing today, which was nice. So that's my 2 flowers. I am just going to grab a piece of scrap. Got the camera here, and I'm going to use this for the lighter one. We've got one here I've used with the wild wheat inside. This one I'm going to use the sponge dauber, which is under my nose somewhere. I had them under my nose, just bear with me a sec. Where have they gone? That's silly. It's a little bag with 2 of them in. Vanished, there we go. So these are the 2 that I used for some leaves recently, where we did some shading. So I'm going to use this on my lemon lolly ink pad. Oh. So as you can see, when we have the ink applied, the same ink on the same colour, it deepens that colour, it gives us another shade. Now, I went through the other day, I went through the fact that we're getting some 2-tone scrapbook card. So the 12-inch cards is going to be eventually be available in all of our colours. So that's going to be really exciting. But this is another way of getting small areas to get 2-tone. Take a sponge dauber and sponge the same ink on the same colour. So it looks quite dark, but that is actually lemon lolly on there. So you get 2 different effects here. So I'm going to plop that one on that. Oops, a daisy. There, like so. And I'm going to put the little middles in there as well. So we'll do those in a sec. Hi Marilyn. Watching through the TV, so you can't work out how to message. Oh, bless you. There's so many ways of watching now, isn't there? And we sit there when other halves have got programs on the telly. I sit there with my AirPods, so that I can sit and listen on my own. So to other people. So those are two different ways of looking at it. Two totally different, because that's coloured and that one is full. So we also have in here, we have the centres. Now the centres will look nicer stamped, I believe. I'm going to just mount that one. Little middle. Just going to take that off there from earlier. This is a tiny little one here. Okay. This might be a wee bit on the large side. Might be this one I need today. That might be more in proportion. Okay, so we do that one. And I have some whites, so let's get some bits of white. So, let's grab a piece of white on our lemon. We're going to stamp the centres. Like so. Again, they'll be different because they've got a white background, so they won't quite be so dark on there. But also they can look nice with a darker middle, can't they? I might also try that with a black. Let me see what I can do here. I have all my sponge daubers to the side of me. I had them in a case, a little case that I bought online. So I've got the other colours in there. And Pebble Path, let's see if we've got some. No, that's not dark enough. Got black. Let me go around here. Try that with a black. I'm going to just take that and clean with the chamois. A bit dry this evening. I've not had enough cups of tea today, I think. There we go. So I'm going to try and use a darker piece on here. So we're going to use the this is Memento black, so I'm going to cut it out a couple of times and see which we like best. This is looking grey because it needs a little bit of a re-ink, I think. I'll do a couple of those and we'll decide which ones we like best. The yellow is so pale it can look like just a splodge, whereas the black will bring it out with some detail in there. And the middles of daisies, yeah, the brown. I haven't got that to hand, and I try not to get up too many times. I've already got up a few times. So I'm going to cut those middles out, get the little die that corresponds with that. So that's going to be in here. So that will be that little one there, look. Okay. And I have my little machine here. Now I have some pieces of tape we were using this afternoon, so I've got those on the side. Oops. Just get those ready. So let's cut those out. We haven't really got a very, I can't see the outline on this one. So we're just going to have to go for it as best we can. There isn't anything else that's that shape. It's got to be that middle. It's definitely got to be that middle. Let's just see, we can't see the outline, so let's just stick it on there and see what we do. Might have to rethink and just have a solid piece. Not sure if that's going to work actually. It's a while since I've used this set. It's amazing how you can forget. Okay, take the tape off. And we do need our little pokey tool. There's one hole in the middle of that one just to help that out. And how's it going to look? There we go. We've got, I'm not so sure that I like that. I think the stamp isn't really going to work with this one. So let's pop those to one side. And I'm going to get some brown scraps or some black scraps. And we'll get that cut. Easy to hand, but there we go. Grab a piece of that. We'll have a couple of them. Actually, that doesn't, because we're not lining it up with stamps, that doesn't actually have to be lined up properly. It's just going to cut through. A pokey tool to get that out. can't recall seeing just one hole in the middle of a die before. There's one there, and we'll cut another one. Well, my screens look different tonight, Anne. You said you had trouble. My screens look different as I logged in. It wasn't the usual login screen at all on Switcher. So I was just playing that everybody was going to be in the right place, and they are, so that's good. It was wanting me to create an event, and I didn't want an event as such, so I want to just go live streaming. So there's a couple of those. Now, if we put these on here, I'm sure they're going to look much better. Okay, so we're going to have one in there on that little curly piece. So that's going to mimic that round piece there, I think, like so. And then this one will be the same on the other one in the centre. Okay, is there a right way and wrong way up for these? There's no other middles, so it's got to be these. There we go, we'll get those out of the way. I'm not going to use those today. So I'm just going to put some Tombow on these. I'm not going to put 3Ds. I think they'll look better flat, but I need my glasses because I need to work out if there is a textured side on these or not. There is. You can't see it in the dark colours, but we have got some little texture on there. So is it going to be that way round or this way round? I think I like the straight edge at the top, that one. Just want to cover up those edges, don't we? There we go, and then this one in the centre. I will be ordering some more tweezers, of these tweezers, from another supplier. Stampin' Up don't sell, oops, stuck to me. Don't sell these ones. So if anybody UK-wise is looking for these ones with the pinhole in for making piercing holes, then just let me know. So that's those ones. So that's ready. Now I'm going to go to my card and I'm going to stamp this long piece onto the stem. So I'll leave that turned around. So I've got those. So if we're going to put one of these at the top here, we'll see which one we're going to like. See, that's a very small flower now. I've done that. It's going to be very small. Having done those and prepared them, I'm going to need a bigger one. So I'm going to go. It looks like it was going to be the right size. Let's have a go with this one. See what we think about this. That'd be a nice big one. I think that would be more in proportion, wouldn't it? After all that effort, look. So we'll just whiz these out quickly. How deceptive, hey? This is when I wish I'd had a play beforehand. I've been quite tired today, so I sort of switched off for a little while when my new customer left. Yellows, yeah. There we go. Now, just a reminder, because Joy's on here as well, we've got the Global Inspiration Stamp team are coming to the end of the 12 days of holidays. So I'm the last day tomorrow. So there's been 11 presentations. Well, the 11th one's probably still going on. You'd love a pair. You know what, Anne? I might even just send you a pair to New Zealand. No idea what the postage will be, but hey, let's see. If you want to drop me a line with your address, because you're on here all the time, I'll pop a little card in the post to you so I can send some over. But I'll order those tomorrow. It shouldn't be long, but how long the post is to Australia, to New Zealand, I've no idea. So I'm just going to press this out a little bit with the brush. You know I always use those and I can't craft without them, so they are really good. And I'm glad Joy thought so. I took some to backstage when we were in Vegas, I think it was, Joy, wasn't it? And several of the team I just took as gifts. This one's sticking in here today. It is a Wing It Wednesday, yeah, definitely. Definitely wing it. I've been, yeah, you know when you get sort of a little bit fatigued and you think, oh, okay, I'll just have a quick sit down, and the quick sit down ends up being a bit longer than what you think. So there we go. And then we're going to need different sized middles, aren't we, as well? Let me get those bits off. So while I'm in here, I'm going to take the big middle and a piece of the brown. I'll do it on here. It's just a random scrap. And I'm going to stain that as well, so colour that with the ink dauber, just to give it some texture. Get you out of the way. So, get that gone, get that one out and that gone. And then this one, so scrap paper back, and we're going to colour this one first, and then we will get the stem stamped. So lemon dauber, lemon ink. I do like this technique. You can experiment with different colours as to what you're going to put on here, whether you just want to go around the outsides, whether you're going to go with the whole of the middle. You can just play with it. Just make sure to put a piece of scrap paper down. You will get inky fingers. It's inevitable. And even with darker shades on the, instead of same on same, tone on tone. Okay, there we go. A little bit for that one. Now I've got the green for the stem. So, tweezers. Let's see how this is going to look. Now the trick is finding the same angle. Oh look, it's not bad, but it's not right. It's coming this way. That's my angle, there we go, that's the way I want it. So Tombow on the bottom. I think we're running a little bit low on there, or it's getting a bit dried up on the end. There we go, just enough to hold that one, and we are at that angle. There we go, look at that. You can see what a difference that ink makes. Okay, I've left it lighter in the centre because I'm going to put this in, and now that it's going to be a bigger piece, I think I'm going to place that in the centre, like so. I'm just wondering if this... Do you think... I think you've got two different colours in there now, haven't we? How does that look? I haven't played with this one for too long, so I'm wondering whether, because there's some bits in there need covering. They definitely need covering. Aha. Let's see. Remember I had that little bag with bits in. I had some, didn't I, earlier? These ones. Now this one, where they're joined on, we just need to have that tiny little snip out of there. Take my glasses down and just snip those apart. They're only just touching each other. Okay, so if you get ones like that, you just need to round off those corners, but they are good to split. Just take those little edges off, like so. And then tweezers in the middle. I'm torn on these colours now. I don't like that one. That's too dark. Let's see about a white centre. I think I need to practice with these a lot more. So I think I need to do some more of these and give it a little bit more airtime. So I'm going to try with a white. I don't think white necessarily is going to be the right way. This is the whole of the larger die that's all joined together for quick backgrounds. But you can snip those apart, as I said, just quite easily. I'm thinking that that's going to look better. And then maybe... Had a brownie yellow sunflowers last spring. Yes, I love sunflowers. I want to get some in the garden. I haven't got any yet. This is the first year we're actually starting to, or we're thinking about now to start doing some garden for next year. I'm going to do a little layer inside of that with this one and the brown. We're experimenting here. So yes, it is Wing It Wednesday. I'm going to run that through on the little machine. Sorry, Stem, I'm not ready for you yet. Maybe we'll only get the one card done today. I've got Sundays ready for you anyway, if that's the case. Okay. Now, the only reason this is sticking to my mat is because it's very scratched, but it's still working. It's not bent, it's not cracked, so I'm still using it while I can. Okay, take that off onto the paper. Then we're okay, aren't we? That one can go through. Lock you on. There we go. And get that one out of the way. Okay, let's try this one. This is then going to be this one in the centre here. And this does fit on that piece. How does that look? Or do we ditch the white one and do a darker one in that as well, in the brown? Let's try this one, the full one, in this one. I know this is making me realise I'm going to actually do a sampler. I'm going to cut each piece and make them into like a sampler so that I've got one of each and how different ways of making them up. There's so many different colour combinations and styles of daisies that can be done with it. I'm not giving it full justice here. There we go. That one out. Then the brush just to finish it off. Oh, thanks, Joy, for tomorrow. Yes, I'm using tomorrow. My chosen stamp set is the Christmas trees. Are they on the table? Yes, the decorated trees. So any of my customers who are listing in, and if you're not already in the Global Inspiration Stamps team, then give me a shout, team members or customers, and I will get you added to the team. You can always go back on these to see them on replay. So because we're in different markets, then we're not all in the same time zone. So it can make it awkward. So what we're doing is we have the recording, we have an album with all of the presentations in, with a photo, and then we add in the details once we're finished, so that you can just the link to the video, so you can just pop back quickly and do that and view them. See, I'm totally at a loss. Joy, help me on this one, because I think that one and then maybe this on 3D. You see, that looks too big now. They're stuck down, aren't they? This is really more complicated than I remember doing it. I have used it before, once or twice. That one on there raised up a little bit. I think I'm going to go with that one. Because daisies, you can have those daisies. I know the ones you're talking about. I went to an appointment Friday morning very early, and I had to walk. I parked in car park and I had to walk past this elderly couple's bungalow, and their garden is always absolutely pristine, and I mean pristine. I'm going to put that slightly off centre so that it's actually filling in the gaps, and then that's going to go on top of there. And then I'll put the other one on pads. Hi, Francis. So that one's going to go in the centre. We're having a bit of a wing it here. Trying to work out the best way of doing this one. I haven't played with these for a while, and I'm telling myself I need to have a lot more practice with them. So I'm going to put a little piece of foam pad on there. So many different combinations, I just need a little bit more practice. And would you believe I've just put that on the wrong side? It's coming off quite easily enough because I've only just gone down. There we go. When we have dies and we've cut them that way down, it's definitely a right and a wrong way on the dies. So I'm going to pop that in the centre like so. And I'm going to go with that one for now. But I will give you some more air time with these later. So that's going to go up there, and that's going to be my daisy. That's going to be raised a little bit like so. But then we're going to have this lovely long stem here. Now, what I want to do on this one, I want to cut a layer that's going to go on the top. Oh, in fact, I might have one. Just a sec. You remember I have my panels, the ready cut panels that I use. So there are some panels in here. That might be big enough. So if I... No, they're too small, those ones. I'm going to cut one. What I'm going to do is actually do a little bit of stamping. I'm going to stamp the stem, and then I want to emboss it with a gentle embossing folder. So it's not going to be too harsh, not too deep. Can't use the deep etched circles because it won't look right. So I'm going to do this just 1/2 centimetre smaller than a base card. So that's 14.3 by 10 for us. Be 1/4 inch all the way round for the US people. So if I stamp this, it would have just that little bit of border on the front there, and then this will be textured. Otherwise we've got a lot of white space. I don't like total white space. So I'm going to use the Old Olive on this one, and I'm just going to come down that entire length. Of course, because it's a panel, it's not wasting the card. Now, it's a case of whether you'd like to have the congratulations upwards or downwards. I'm going to go with upwards. So I need to get this in the centre. So I'm going to use this on 2 dotted lines where the board is marked on here. So I want to have that one in the middle. So I'm going to aim this little tail on here to be down at the bottom. I hope you can see that. And I'm heading for the top of it to be up there as well. So this is going to be a bit awkward to stamp. I might go lengthways actually. If I do that way, and I'm aiming for this dotted line through the middle, it's going to be easier this way because I'm right-handed. So if I stamp that there, I can see it at the bottom and I can see it at the top. And there's Smudge saying hello. There we go. Now that's what I was aiming to do on that one. So then this will come up here. I'm going to emboss it, and then this is going to come up here and sit on the top there. But it's very, very bland at the moment, but put some texture behind that and we'll be good. So we might run around the edge with some ink as well. So I have my embossing folders, and just take the layers off. I'm building quite a tower up beside me here. If there's sudden an almighty crash, just letting you know, you'll know what it is. And there's my layer. Now, it's impossible to do this the other way round. You can still read that greeting. You can still read the word congratulations on there. Okay, bring it up to the camera. Whereas if you tried to stamp it on a bobbly surface, it just wouldn't work. So this is how we could look on there, like so. Or we could actually put some colour behind this. So I could go around the edges a little bit, or I could put a splash of colour like the green. If I take a little tiny piece more off the edges and then put a green layer behind it, it would just bring that colour and lift it a little bit. So I'm going to just take that off with this one. I'm just going to take a smidgen off the edges, and I mean just a little smidgen off 2 sides, like so, like that. And then we can have a green layer. Old Olive is on the table. I kind of was prepared. I've got most things out. There we go. And this one, we're going to have this. We're just going to have this just over the 10 by just over the 14.3. 14.4, I think. Those pieces can go. Yes, smudge. Just going to test for size. Oh, look at that. And I'm not going to gut tonight just because of time factor, but I would run some dyes through that middle green layer. You know, I like to be thrifty. I was telling a new lady today about my thriftiness. So you're just going to pop that on there. Tiny little border. In the centre. And then rub that over and then do the next one. Just a different way of doing long skinny greetings, and because it's a scripted one it kind of looks a bit like leaves. The layers here are just going to lift it that little bit so it's not so plain. It's not just white, 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 and then this one I think can be lifted, and I get the end of the greeting coming through one of the prongs on here, so that can go like so. And then if we wanted to we could put some leaves on there, but I think they might be too heavy for this one today. We want to be able to see the words neatly. So I'm going to get some of the larger dimensionals. The standard ones in here. Just dot those round. Are you keeping up with me? I'm still here. I want enough on there so it's not going to fall off, and I like it downwards like so. Pop that in there. How does that look? That one I think. There we go. Of course we need to have some, have we got some gems out? We haven't, easy to hand. I thought I had those out. We used them today. We did use them. Maybe I put some back. So we need to have some gems on there. I was just going to show you what we could do with the leaves. There is a single leaf on here, and that might be big enough just to do. There is a leaf die. If that was a couple of leaves, one there and one here, I think that might look nice, you know. So I'm going to just stamp that little leaf. That one, take that one off. We can cut a couple of those. It does make a difference. I've done these before, this style, with previous greetings. One there. And one there. And hi Shaz, nice to see you. I didn't see you pop on. It works for all of those stamps. I'll bring the stamp set, I've buried it, but I'll bring it back over here. So you've got all of those ones on there. So you've got, they wouldn't necessarily be right for every occasion, but the happy anniversary, you could put a flower on there. You've got congratulations on using, happy birthday, a million thanks. That could look nice as a thank you card. And then save date and speedy recovery. A nice cheery flower, I think, would go for any of those. When I've done this before, it was when we had the daisy stamps and punch. We had 2 daisy stamp sets, and the medium and the standard daisy punch. Did it with those, and it was lovely. I love doing those. In fact, I've still got a sample up on my window, on my wooden display up there, using that. I made it for my swaps for one of the trips we did. I did it with the brushos, when we had brushos. So that was a real favourite of mine, and I did do rather a lot of them, so it's just as well it was a favourite. I enjoyed doing them. So there's one, oh, that moved a little bit, but the white won't really mind. So that just coming out of there, and then this one, try not to let it move this time. Get the stem lined up. Coming out there. Oh, bless you, Marilyn. Thank you. It's worth putting up with me, bodging up me daisy and working out what's the best way to do it. Like I say, I need more practice with it. I've not used it lately. So that was the reason for tonight. I was thinking, oh, I'll use the sets I haven't used, and then I'll use something to complement it. So these, I think, need to go on little dimensions. Turn those over. Oh, big ones. Little ones. Because it's so tiny, I think I'm going to put a little one. Just on the stem end. I'm just I know they're tiny ones, but I actually do snip these in half sometimes. So I'm going to put a little piece of this at the top end. Take the backing off. And then one that's stuck on the scissors and put that up that end. It kind of gives us a long piece there. The side edges from these are quite long. They're too long for this bit. So I'd like to do that, and I've just put a couple on, stagger them, so however we think they're going to look good. I think maybe one in that little gap there, and then maybe one up in that gap there. So you can still read the words, obviously. How does that look from a distance, guys? Cute, simple Carl. Yes, try a couple of leaves. There you go. So I think that looks good. They weren't, it's hard to get the line up of those perfect, but I think that's really nice. And it's just, congratulations, you can crack them congratulations for anything, but use it with any of the other sentiments in that set, would look really good. So some gems, let's just grab some of those out of the drawer. I sometimes think I should change these tables around and have my drawers on this table, but this table is a metre one instead of a 1.2, which that one is, and it does make a difference on the length of the table. You won't have much leg room, so when customers sit this side, there's not much room for them. Now I've got an assortment of these in here. These greens are nice, but they just don't go with Old Olive. Should have seen those first. It's going to be just the clear sparkles, I think. Yeah, because it's quite plain, I might go for medium ones. I'm just going to do my usual threes. The tiny ones that they need a bit more balance, I think. So I'm going to go with these medium ones. There's one there and a couple on here. So put these coming up from the bottom this time because that's busy up there. So one of those, that's a medium one, that's a medium one, and then that's a medium one. Okay, I have got some more on order, so I'm down to my last few of the little teeny ones. There we go, and they're in the next box to come. So there we go, just make sure that they're nicely spaced, press them down firmly, and there's the end card. Okay, so pleased that you liked it. Thanks for bearing with me. And let's say try this with any other sentiment as well and see what you get, different colours. It's one of my aims is to have some cards made ready. This wouldn't necessarily be one. You could stamp different greetings and put a flower on them. They would just be a finished card on this case. But yeah, so if I was talking to somebody today about it, just having them decorated and all ready to go, and just have some details where you could just put the sentiment on depending on the occasion. So, but that is a general one. You could, yeah, a really nice one. So thanks for bearing with me. I'll bring you back to me. There you go, and bring you over. So thanks again, and don't forget what I said about the beginning and showed you the kits that are now in stock. The two that we didn't have in Europe have arrived back in the warehouse yesterday, so that was really good to get a couple of those on order to come in to show you. So just if there's anything you need, give me a buzz and let me know, and of course I can help you as any way I can. Nice to see you, Zena. We will catch up soon. Not sure, I'll send you a message because I've still got an order here for you, my dear. So we need to catch up. So tally bye to everybody, and see you all again on Sunday, and see what's in store on Sunday. I've already got a card in mind that I would have done tonight had we had time. It's nothing to do with this bundle, so the stamps. Oh, Shaz, so thank you. Hope you're doing okay as well. Okay, take care everybody, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye for now. Or tomorrow, if you're on the Global Inspiration Stamp team, the group that we present to our customers. So it's the 12 days of holidays. Okay, and I'm number 12, so I'm last one.